Oh shit! Boom, boom,
Boom, and we're back. Brat.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Hateful bad movie review podcast.
It's the
Where
hateful.
we hate bad movies
It's the hateful review.
and we hate good movies. We hate all movies. Every movie can get equally hated on.
If you guys think it's a hateful movie as well, let us know in those comments.
Yeah, if you hate us, let us know.
Yeah.
So, welcome to the Bad Movie Review. I'm your host, Vishen.
And I'm your host, John. Welcome.
This is the show where we watch a movie and we talk about it.
Give a little hoot and hollering.
That's it. Simple. So this week we
If
watched...
you guys can't already tell, we've been doing if you can't tell by our country style accents, this whole month we've been doing it up. Western movies. Oh yeah.
Unintentionally, yeah.
That's right. I got that southern twang.
I'm not going to try to do a fake southern accent. So this week we watched 2015's and Quentin Tarantino's eighth movie, the eighth film by Quentin Tarantino, The Hateful Eight.
I just think it's corny when they do that. Like when he puts like some weird little twist to all his like intros when the movie starts.
What do you mean?
It's like, did you really have to say it's the eighth film? Like, does anybody really care, Quentin?
I love that.
Really?
He's so cocky about like every movie he makes is like so good. He numbers them. I love it.
Wait, does he do that with the other ones? I thought this was like the first time I've seen him.
Yeah, I don't think he had actually started doing that until now.
I remember that
it doesn't even make sense because he's got like 13 movies, if I understand correctly.
Right, but I think that these are like the ones he controls or something, or
it's probably writing and directing is my guess.
Right, because I remember he and Robert Rodriguez got into like a big issue with the DG, whatever, Directors Guild.
Mm-hmm.
Because they wanted to direct a movie at the same time. We want to have two directors.
What? How does that make sense?
Yeah, well, they, like when it came to, what was it? Was it Desperado or was it The Grindhouse or something?
Well, yeah, probably Grindhouse because they both did.
Like they didn't, but which one was it? They left the Directors Guild. Maybe it was like during Grindhouse because they wouldn't let him. They wouldn't let him put both names as directors or something.
That sounds like it would have been that one, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. Well, anyway, all right. So Hateful Eight is a what the hell? Crime drama mystery. Okay, I guess I can see that. That's 3 hours long, rated R.
It's like 2 hours and 45 minutes. Something.
Yeah, something like that. That was made on a budget of $44 million. How much do you think this movie made?
I think it made like $100 million.
Okay. No. Actually, well, it says the gross for the U.S. was $54 million. But the cumulative worldwide gross was $155 million.
There you go.
That's surprising. Okay.
There it is. Real quick, this movie came out around the same time that all that police stuff was going on, and then Quentin Tarantino said something bad about something. He was like all for Black Lives Matter, or he was like against the police. So they tried to boycott the movie, and it's
the police.
Just anybody who was like, we're not gonna watch this movie. And I think a lot of police still went to go see it secretly to like still like it
because they're such big fans.
But yeah, it was like it was still, they still tried to slander it, so it lost a little bit of oomph when it came out. But it was it's still Quentin Tarantino, so people are still gonna watch it, dude. You're still gonna watch it.
So what's your history?
My history with this movie is like anything. I've just been following Quentin Tarantino's work forever.
Okay.
And even though I wasn't really a big fan of Kill Bill because I read the script beforehand, it was a genius script, and I felt like the movie just wasn't as good as what the script showed it to be.
Okay.
And I mean, that's just how genius this man is at writing. The guy, like, his words are like, it's like the best rhyming of a rapper or something, just reading it on a page, and it just flows. And like, just reading the script, like, I guess read any type of Quentin Tarantino. That's the only movie I've read an actual script from, but of his. But yeah, if you read any of his scripts, like the man just knows how to put pictures on paper.
So you had seen it before, or you hadn't?
This movie,
Yeah, that's the question. What's your history
I thought we were still talking about Kill Bill. Ugh. No,
to Kill Bill? No one said anything about Kill Bill.
Kill Bill. So I mean, that's the thing. Like I've done Quentin Tarantino stuff like since Reservoir Dogs and like
Not your
even
history with Quentin Tarantino. Your
that's what I'm
history.
saying. So this, but yeah, I'm trying to get to that point though.
All right,
Like
sorry.
this movie to me is like anything he puts out, I'm just gonna watch it. So this movie had come out, and I was just like, "Yep, gotta watch it, gotta
All right.
see it." And I had also heard, I guess the history would be I'd heard in the interwebs
Uh-huh.
that someone had leaked the script, and he
Okay.
was so pissed off, and he was like, "I'm not gonna make this movie," but he ended up making it anyway.
I think I heard that too, actually.
But I didn't like go look for the script or anything because I already learned my lesson with Kill Bill. I'm like,
Right.
I'm not gonna
Ruin
read
it.
his scripts because the scripts are always gonna be. It's almost like when you read a graphic novel,
Right.
and the graphic novels are amazing. Like you can do things in graphic novels that like a movie could never do,
All
and that's how his scripts are, man. You're gonna be like, anybody who read the script is probably like, damn, this movie sucks. Like it's not
right.
that good. It's not as good
Right.
as I envisioned him making it.
All right.
All right, what's yours?
So I saw this in theaters, and they released it. I think it was like 70 millimeter film or something, and it was some kind of like special showing. It was actually right here in Queens at the Regal. So I went with my roommate and we saw it.
What kind of
Uh,
showing was it? Like was it like a food thing or?
no, it was like 70 millimeters or something. Some kind of
Sounds like IMAX.
I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was some kind of special showing. So we went and saw it, and I remember my roommate didn't like it.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't think he has very good taste. Um, and that's basically my history. So I hadn't seen it since then, since I saw it in theaters. But I've been kind of dying to watch it because I remembered, enjoying the experience.
But wait, what kind of movies does your roommate like then? Real quick.
I don't know. We didn't watch a lot of movies together.
But I mean, like, did he ever mention a movie or like you can always gauge like someone's taste by like, oh yeah, I love Demolition Man or something.
We didn't. I don't know. We never really talked much about that kind of stuff.
Mm.
I don't know. He never really like expressed much of his own opinions about things, so I didn't really pry.
That's the best roommate right there.
He just like shuts up and never says anything about what he likes or dislikes.
Or like what's the best saying, right? The best roommate is the one you never see.
There you go.
There you go.
Unless you're looking for a roommate you want to hang out with.
Uh, I think maybe like younger 20s you could probably pull that off, but once you get a little past that age, like I think everybody just does their own thing.
Right.
Unless you're just like dying to be like, hey man, hey, what are you up to? Hey, you want to make dinner together? Hey bro,
Yeah. Once you got a wife and kids, you don't really want to see your roommate. I got you.
but even even like without a wife and kids though, or not even having a girlfriend, I think that you just don't want to be like, hey, let me go ask the roommate, if he wants to go do something. I don't know.
Yeah, I wish my roommate would ask me if I want to do something.
Really, you actually want a roommate like that?
Every now and then, yeah, why not?
Actually, I wouldn't mind like if a roommate's like, hey man, you want to, if you're not busy, want to make some dinner, want
Yeah,
to watch. Honestly though, like I kind of wish I had a roommate that loved video games because I would
that would be
definitely
cool.
play
Yeah.
more video games.
Hell yeah.
Like if like, hey man, you want to play some Smash Bros? I'd be like, oh shit. All right, all right, real quick, let me play another 30 minutes of that. And then it turns into like 4 hours. That's the best, dude. I'm telling you, that's the best where it's like off the cuff. You're not playing it out. We've actually tried to play video games together and like it never works out.
Who are you and me?
Yeah.
It's because we're doing it on the PC, which is like the worst platform for that kind of stuff.
Dude, and what's up with this PlayStation? Like it's been
I'm
down.
doing it. I'm doing it. Oh, the
It's
network, you mean? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's been down for like a week. It's like wow.
I hope all those people got refunds.
They probably it's got to be a mess because why would it be down for that long? I mean,
I don't
dude,
know.
they literally make $1 million a day on that network.
It's pretty pathetic, man.
But
Get your Sony. Come on, Sony. Actually,
Sony,
unless they want to sponsor us. I mean, hey, it's hard to keep a network like that running, man. What do you give them a break?
Sony. And speaking of which, we'll talk about the Venom movie they just finished wrapping.
Yeah, there's a
afterwards.
lot of like comic book movie stuff. There's got Black Panther. The reviews are in. They get the Ant-Man teaser just came out today.
I did not watch that, and I do not like Ant-Man.
Not at all.
No, like I'm just like turned off at anything Ant-Man for some reason. I
Really?
think Paul Rudd is just like the guy that you want to punch in the face.
God
And
damn.
he's not. I like Paul Rudd too. I think he's a funny guy, but as a
All right.
comic book guy, I'm just like, eh.
Yeah, it's
Eh.
kind of a weird. It's hard to see him as a comic book character.
Did you see the first one?
Yeah, I thought it was okay.
Was it like good? Okay, like was it like, or was it like the first Thor movie where you're just like, ugh?
I would say it was slightly better because it was actually kind of funny, whereas Thor was like boring.
Oh wow,
Um,
so it actually had a pretty good script then.
yeah, I mean, it was like a pretty formulaic script, but it was funny. That's what made it entertaining. It was just like every other Marvel movie, but with a little more humor and like a little more goofy kind of humor to it.
I might just have to watch it, but I'm literally like, I still want to watch the new Thor, but I do not have any inclination to watch this Ant-Man.
Yeah, it's whatever. The trailer, I mean, I just literally just watched it right before
Was it
we started
interesting or
this.
was it just like, meh?
It was the same stuff we've seen already. It
Dude,
didn't
I hate watching teasers because it's either like a 30-second clip of just like the font, or it's just like, check it out, it's coming in slowly on the screen, and we're gonna reveal it's the font of the Ant-Man or whatever movie. It's just like, that's it. Yeah, I get it. It's a teaser, but
Well, there was a lot in this, but I mean, I think it's coming out like July, so they have a lot of shot already.
oh, okay.
Um, yeah. Oh yeah, and the poster for um, the first Purge, the Purge prequel. They showed it.
No way. They're making a prequel.
It's
Wow.
like a red hat. I think it has something to do with Trump, but it's like a red hat. It's just a
Oh
white
yeah,
background
yeah,
with a red
yeah.
hat.
Oh, dude, I thought it was fun. I saw that on Reddit too, and I thought it was a documentary.
That's what I thought. And then I saw the comments, and people were like, "Oh, no. Well, having the Purge in the name made me realize it was the Purge." And I said when we were doing that Purge review, I read something that they were doing a prequel.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's genius, man. Dude, they're probably gonna make that movie for 10 million, and it's gonna make a
Yeah,
billion,
yeah.
and all because of like
That's it.
just
Done.
people
Movie's be
wearing.
done.
All they had to do is show a couple clips of people wearing red hats, and everybody's just gonna be like, "Yeah, let's go
Done.
watch it. Let's watch.
Done.
Let's watch that movie." It's but we could tie this all back to Quentin Tarantino's skills because
Smooth.
the Hateful Eight is one of those things where, like, when people hate in this world, like, this is what happens.
Why did they even call it the Hateful Eight? First of all, not all 8 people were hateful.
Yeah, it's weird that it has nothing to do with any of the movie, right?
Yeah, like I don't understand.
And he usually likes to tie it all in. Kill Bill. I'm gonna
Right.
kill Bill. The whole movie, she's like, I'm gonna kill Bill.
Django Unchained. Django tries to get unchained.
Oh, dude, I love that movie, by the way.
I
Like,
love it too. It's
we could
like
we could do that one next because, like, that movie is like a genius movie.
okay, but I love that movie so much.
I mean, I had another movie in mind, but we'll talk about it.
All right, well,
But I
let's
mean,
talk.
that's the thing, though. That movie is genius. Like, this movie,
Let's
it's
actually talk about it. What'd you think? Let's talk
about
about
this
the cast.
movie.
Let's do it in order. What'd you think of the cast?
The cast was. I mean, this is the thing. Like, now it's getting to the point now where everybody wants to work on his movies. Like, they'll do
Right.
anything. Like, they'll be like, "Yo, I'll be the guy that stands with the broom in the corner.
Yeah.
Just please put me in the movie." And I thought the cast. It's funny.
Would you do
We
that to
can.
be
All
in
right, let's
the movie?
definitely get into the cast, man. Because, like, I
All right.
definitely.
Well, so for the viewers who don't know, I always want to make this real easy for them. Let me actually just say who's actually in this movie.
Yeah, for the
So
people in Russia who don't really understand
yeah, and the people who haven't seen this movie yet, they're listening to a podcast about it.
mainland China,
We got Sam Jackson, one of the main characters,
Sam Jackson.
who plays Major Marquise Warren. I don't know if it's Marquis or Marcus. I don't know. Got Kurt Russell playing John Ruth, the Hangman.
John Ruth.
Jennifer Jason Leigh plays Daisy Domergue of the Domergue Gang. Walter Goggins, Sheriff Chris Mannix. Damian Beecher, I think is how you say his name, is Bob. Tim
Bob.
Roth as Oswaldo Mowbray. Michael Madison as Joe Gage. And then, I mean, no one else really all that big. Those are probably the biggest people we got.
What was Damian Beecher in?
Let's see. I don't think I think it's like Bashir. I think he's like foreign. He was in Machete Kills, the Machete sequel.
He was in
Yeah,
all
that's
those Robert Rodriguez movies. He's in Alien Covenant. Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah, that's right. That's why it looks so familiar. He was the gay guy, I think.
There was a gay guy in Alien Covenant?
Did you see the movie?
Dude, the movie was so terrible that like I blocked it out of my memory.
They didn't make it clear until like after one of the guys had died, and then in the middle, his lover was just like, "Oh, I miss so and so, my gay
Oh really?
lover."
I mean, I literally just start blanking out after the scene where the guy inhales the
When he
the
sniffs
alien
it.
molecules,
Yeah, it was stupid.
and then and then it just kills him like in 2 seconds. I'm like, come on.
The whole movie was stupid. I can't even think about it.
Wait, did you say you like that movie? Is that you?
No,
Somebody was like, the movie was not that bad. I was literally trying to figure out like who was
no, it
saying.
was
Oh no,
terrible.
wait. Oh no, that's right. It was Joe Rogan and Brendan. What the hell's his name?
Brendan
I
Fraser?
want to say Brendan Thatch, but no, it's Brendan.
Who the hell's that?
The guy that has from the Fighter and the Kid.
I don't know.
Schaub, Brendan Schaub.
I don't know who that is.
Well, yeah, well, they're Joe Rogan always has him on his show, but they love the Alien Covenant movie, and it's like
Well, they
I
sound like a
can't.
bunch of idiots.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I like Joe Rogan a lot, but I'm just like, how could you enjoy this dumb movie? Like the
Yeah,
worst.
it's terrible.
Yeah, dude, Beecher did
So,
a great job.
oh yeah, it's Bob.
Bub.
Yeah, his character was funny.
Hey.
Yeah. So what'd you think? So, I mean, we got a lot of people talking about. We got Kurt Russell. We got Jennifer Jason Lee. We
You
got
forgot Tim Roth. You forgot Michael Madsen.
no, I didn't. I just said them two.
Oh, you did?
I
All right.
said Tim Roth as Oswaldo Mowbray and Michael Madison as Joe Gage.
I think
I
Michael
literally
Madsen was just like, hey, man, I need to pay the bills. Just put me in this movie, please. Because Joe Gage was like the worst. Like, he didn't do anything in this damn movie.
Well, I mean, he's in all of Tarantino's movies, isn't he?
Right.
Like Sam Jackson. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he didn't do much. Yeah.
I felt like Oswaldo and Joe Gage's characters, I thought that they were just unnecessary. Like I disliked them a lot. Like I thought that they were just
Mhm.
really like, ugh, like hurry up and die.
I didn't
Uh
really have a problem with him. Thought
but
they,
that's the thing, like it's almost I'm thinking like that's what Tarantino wants. Like he wants you to really either hate the characters or really like them. And they definitely did their thing. Like I thought Jennifer Jason Lee, like
yeah,
she got on my nerves
great.
so much, but it worked.
She was
Like
great. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm
yeah,
like, dude, she's like, I want this chick to hang so hard, and then I'm just like, wait, that's the part that she needs to
right.
play. Like that's
I think honestly, I think out of everybody, she like gave the best performance
really you thought her performance was. I mean, like
out of
obviously
everybody. Yeah,
she played like the chick that's trying to manipulate and
yeah.
uh
She was just like a badass bitch.
and obviously it was her gang, and but that's the whole point. Like that's how genius Tarantino is. Like he doesn't hide away from anything. Like the characters in the movie actually go over all this.
Right,
Like like, even what Sam Jackson at one point he's like, why the hell or how the hell did this chick get her own gang? He said stuff like that.
right.
And he was that what he was like. He was like, whatever she's doing to manipulate guys to be able to do what he said it was
Oh
genius
yeah,
though.
he's like, yeah. How the hell? No, he's like, what is it about this bitch that's got y'all something? Hell if I know, or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly. Like, she's got motherfuckers killing people to try to save her. Or whatever. I was like, yeah, it's like exactly. Fucking dude, Sam Jackson, dude, that guy. If he was, if he isn't in a Tarantino movie, like the movie's gonna suffer like millions of dollars.
Well, he's in all of them, isn't he?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
like Tarantino just loves writing parts for that guy
yeah.
because it's just, like, dude, in Django and Chain, man, he's like my
Oh
favorite
yeah,
character in that
yeah,
movie, dude.
yeah. Absolutely, I agree. He did a
Dude,
good
he
job of
played
that.
the best. What is it, like House Tom or whatever?
Uncle Tom.
Uncle Tom. Dude, it was awesome. I was every scene he's in that movie was just like hilarious.
Yeah, he did a great job on that one.
I mean, even this
Um,
movie though, like every word out of his mouth in this movie is just like poetry. Just like
he did great
wow.
too. The only thing is like, this wasn't that like I feel like I've seen him play this kind of role before
Really? Which one? Where?
in a lot of his movies, like Snakes on a Plane.
I never saw that movie. I never saw the other
Alright.
one.
But this is his typical role. This is what he's known for. He's like the loud, brash guy who's like in your face, screaming at you.
Snakes on a Plane look really like campy. Is it like decent though, or is it like, eh?
It's campy.
But is it like at least a good script, or is it just like, next scene to next scene?
I honestly don't even remember. It's such an old movie. I can barely.
Like I like the line "Snakes on a Plane."
Okay.
Snakes on a Plane. But that's about it. But I never saw the movie.
I don't know. But
And this was like Kurt Russell's like bringing it back. Like he was almost like John Travolta, where people were like, "Who was that guy? We forgot about him." But Kurt Russell, when he made this movie, it's like he's back. Kurt Russell's back,
yeah, he
even though he
has.
never really left.
Yeah, I don't know
But he
where he
was
went.
before though. He'd made a really bad string of movies. Like he made some really bad movies. He was like
What
the
is it?
Kevin Costner. He was turning into Kevin Costner.
Or-
Like, all right, let's say this right. Like, if Kevin Costner uh, becomes cast in the next Tarantino movie, and it's a good movie, like people are gonna be like, Kevin Costner's back. Even though Kevin Costner's always been doing this thing,
Yeah,
he's not super popular. Was he? Well, he was in Hidden Figures, right? That's right.
yeah, and Man of Steel.
I saw him in that football movie, the one about the NFL. It wasn't bad.
I don't know which one that is.
He's like a NFL purchaser of players or something. I don't know.
All right, well, let's get back to the point here. So all I was saying was that is the kind of role that Sam Jackson typically plays. I'm not saying he didn't do a great job. I think he did. I'm just saying like it wasn't anything out of the ordinary for him.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Like, I was definitely,
Like his character in Django, that was unique for him, and he did a great job.
yeah, where he was like the guy that
Yeah,
he wasn't like the good guy, right.
but Jennifer Jason Leigh, I thought really like did a great job with that character.
I'm telling you, like the dynamic between her and Kurt Russell was just electric.
Yeah,
Like it was, dude. The guy he was freaking beating her down and like elbowing her, and
yeah, it was brutal.
it was super brutal. It
Yeah,
was like wow, and it made you just realize that like yeah, back then
yeah,
that's country living,
yeah. I don't think
that frontier.
I don't think I'd survive. You know, that kind of life. I don't have what it takes.
Yeah, you were saying in the last one we did that gunfights weren't glamorous. Gunfights were
Yeah,
literally like
like sneak up behind a dude and shoot him in the
yeah,
back.
you couldn't reload really fast. There's no such thing as like the way that they draw weapons.
That's what I heard somewhere. Obviously, I don't know if that's true. I wasn't around.
Wasn't around those times. You know, but you know that like yeah, you got outhouses. You got people that
Yeah,
there's no like you can't wash your hands right after you use the outhouse.
true.
You're not like they people what they had to drink beer and liquor because that was the only thing that was like not gonna give them like malaria or something.
All right. Um,
Damagoo.
what did you think of everybody else?
I thought that that's what I'm saying. Like there was characters in this film where you're just like, oh my god, like they seemed like such cool characters and they just got blasted. It's like they're done. Like they didn't have any time to, um, I guess, get their like get their acting on. But that's the thing. Like that's the whole movie. I mean, this movie felt like a 20-minute movie, even though it's like almost 3 hours. Like
Really?
it just
I
flows.
felt the length.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean,
especially the first
I
time I
took
saw it.
one break. I took one break to make food and then came back.
I
But
would say
I watched like for like an hour and a half straight.
I would say that it doesn't feel like 3 hours. It feels like the normal movie.
That's what I'm saying. It feels like an hour, and it feels like a 90-minute movie.
Hmm.
It feels like a regular. I remember that my first time watching it, I was like,
Hmm.
"That's it." I I expected more. I was like, wait, that's all." I just finished watching a 3-hour movie, and I was like, "Wait, there's got to be more. Like, that can't just be it.
Really?
That's the way it ends." Yeah, that's what it felt like. I was like, dude, the movie was just. That's the thing. You just get so sucked into the way they just talk to each other. It's poetry, man.
Alright.
It's such a
It's like
poetic
poetry.
movie.
It's like they rhyme.
Like this is the thing. I expected it to have a lot more going on my first time watching it,
hmm
and then realizing that it was only in that one little setting. But I mean, the movie had a lot of different things going for it. Like even like, oh, another thing, I didn't like the way that they edited it, but it was such a good movie that like I just tolerated it. I was like, all right, that's fine, I'll deal with it. But you know, the
Right.
whole like they're trying to do the backstory. They're like somebody poisoned the coffee. I'm just like, oh, really? It's gonna be like that?
So we talked about the cast. We talked about
This
the
is the thing. I didn't want Kurt Russell to die. That's why I was like that. I was like, no, dude, that guy, dude, when he dies, and there's
Yeah, I
nothing to
know.
help him.
Yeah, it was brutal with the vomiting of blood and all that. Ugh.
Dude, dude, he was like, he's such a great actor, and like the lines they gave him, and everything. I was like, this is genius.
And he did a great job.
He did a really
He
great
was
job. Oh,
brutal. He was brutal. Um, so we talked about the cast. We talked about our history. What did you think of the movie?
this movie is
Terrible, right?
it's such a. I just can't believe it. You know, it always makes me think about like all his other movies to compare it to this one. Like, you know, like you
Yeah.
can't just say like, oh, it was a great movie. Like you got to think about all the other ones he just did and be like, all right, which one of those sucks compared to all these? And then this is up
Wait.
there. This is like one of his best ones.
So I like it, but I don't know. There are other movies in his that I like more.
Like which ones?
Django,
Mm-hmm.
Inglorious Bastards.
See, I need to watch Django again because I can't remember how much better it might be than this
It's
one.
much better. Like the movie's just too fucking long, man.
You think? Dude, I tell you, I feel like this movie was not long at all. I could just sat there and just like watched it and listened to them talk to each other and like,
It's
dude, this is one thing that really made this movie awesome.
mhm.
And you can tell that he always has like a formula, right? And this movie, the
Yeah.
formula is you don't know who this is. Why this here is John? You know, like that. You know
Right.
that's what this movie had going for it. And it either
Right.
might really annoy you, or you might be like, I'm really into that. And I thought they did a great job at like how each character was like explaining another character,
Right.
and then the other character would step in and then do something else. And it was like I'm telling you, it was like verbal dancing. It was just it was
I
genius.
I can get lost in Django and I can get lost in Bastards. I couldn't totally get lost in this. I could because the length. I could feel the length.
Dude, see, this is the thing. I think Inglorious Bastards was not. I think that I didn't like that movie as much.
Oh my god, the movie's great.
But you know what it was? Because my expectations of that movie, I wanted it to be like a war movie. But that movie had nothing to do with like you know, it was all about a secret covert team,
hmm
and had nothing. I mean, I wanted to see some like big battlefield fighting, but no, it wasn't about that at all. But I'm sure if I watched it again, I'd probably like it though, because like dude, that's his movies. They grow on you. Like they
Well,
just
I would say I like. It's been a long time since I've seen Kill Bill. I'd probably say I put this right around how I feel about Kill Bill.
oh, that's the thing. I didn't really like Kill Bill at all, but that's when at that time I was watching a ton of kung fu movies, Jackie Chan movies. I was like all into like Jet Li and like Hong Kong cinema type stuff, and the way that he did Kill Bill was it doesn't even come close to like what awesome kung fu movies can do. And
hmm
I know he was trying to pay homage and everything to that, but uh, it just didn't work. And I didn't like the length either. I didn't like having to wait another year for the second one to come out.
Yeah, that was annoying.
I was like, dude, just release them at the same time, bro. Come on, man.
It says he's doing volume 3 or something at some point on IMDb.
No way.
And he's doing this Star Trek movie apparently.
Now that sounds interesting.
Yeah, that I'd like to see his take on a Star Trek movie.
I'm telling you, man. Like anything he puts his mind to, the guy just needs to. If he stops making movies, he just needs to start cranking out scripts,
Hmm. Yep.
and and then people are just gonna go nuts because like no one's gonna like alter the script. I mean, they
Right.
probably will though. Actually, no. He just needs to keep making movies. Like nobody should touch the scripts because like dude, they butchered Natural Born Killers. They butchered True Romance. He,
Right.
in every interview, he's like, yeah, this movie sucked. Like he hates them.
By the way, I forgot to mention this. So, Hateful Eight actually, it's just interesting. It has a 75% Rotten Tomato score from critics, and it has a 76% audience score. So it's almost the same score.
Yeah, that's weird. I tend to think that a lot of people. This is the thing. A lot of the audience members, like they don't really get his style.
Yeah, that's true. It's very unique.
I think that a lot of people just they chalk it up to like just like slapstick popcorn. Like I like Tarantino, but the guy's got the guy's just got like this, and this he's an intellectual, but for campy movies like blaxploitation. Oh, dude! By the way, did you see they're coming up with a Black Dynamite too? Oh my god, I
No,
can't wait!
really.
Like I'm like Black Dynamite could have been made by Quentin Tarantino. Have you
I
seen that
still
movie?
haven't seen the first one. No, I've
Oh
been
my
meaning to.
goodness,
Never got around to it.
it's a genius movie. But that's those types of movies were what Tarantino was all about. Like the guy has,
Yeah.
he could probably like he memorized like every movie. Black Coffee.
So the critic consensus here says The Hateful Eight offers another well-aimed round from Quentin Tarantino's signature blend of action, humor, and over-the-top violence, all while demonstrating an even strong. So I just realized we didn't even like give a synopsis or anything. Let me read the Rotten Tomatoes synopsis. Set six, set 6 or 8 or 12 years after the Civil War. Wow. A stagecoach hurtles through the wintry Wyoming landscape. The passengers, bounty hunter John Ruth and his fugitive Daisy Domergue, race towards the town of Red Rock, where Ruth, known in these parts as the Hangman, will bring Domergue to justice.
Damergoo. I love that freaking name, dude. It sounds like gooey.
Along the road, they encounter two strangers, Major Marquis Warren,
Marquis.
a black former Union soldier turned infamous bounty hunter, and Chris Mannix, a Southern renegade who claims to be the town's new sheriff. Losing their lead on the blizzard, Ruth, Donahue, Warren, and Mannix seek refuge at Minnie's Haberdashery, a stagecoach stopover on a mountain pass. When they arrive at Minnie's, they're greeted not by the proprietor, but by 4 unfamiliar faces. Bob, who's taking care of Minnie's while she's visiting her mother, is holed up with Oswaldo Mowbray, the hangman of Red Rock, cowpuncher Joe Gage,
Cowpuncher.
and Confederate General Sanford Smithers. As the storm overtakes the mountainside stopover, our 8 travelers come to learn they may not make it to Red Rock after all.
Gosh, I'm all into it now. Like the fact you just read that, I'm just like, I might have to watch this again. I'm obviously not going to watch it again, but.
We didn't even mention one of the biggest stars in this movie.
The what?
One of the biggest stars in the movie. We didn't even mention him.
Walter Goggins. That's right.
No. I said we didn't mention him.
I know, we didn't talk about him.
I said Walter Goggins twice. That's not who I'm talking about.
Who are you talking about, Bruce Dern?
No. The guy at the end.
Oh, Channing.
There you go.
Tater Tot.
Yeah. Totally
Tater Chat.
Our man Tatum's in this movie.
And that was a genius.
Tates.
And that was that. I'll tell you that. I hated that Samuel L. Jackson got shot in the balls, dude. I was like, no.
Did you think that was like a satisfying twist? Was it even supposed to be a twist? I'm not even sure.
No, I mean, well, it was just one of those things like no one got away scot-free. Like everybody just suffered in this movie.
No, I mean the reveal of him under the floor. Was that supposed to be a twist?
Oh, I thought it was I thought it was a cop-out. I thought it was a cheesy cop-out.
Yeah.
Because like there were scenes
was there the whole time. Come on.
This is the thing. There were scenes where like Samuel L. Jackson would look at the ground. Remember when he looks at that ground and he sees like it was a piece of, was it like
it was a jelly bean?
A jelly bean, and it looks like he's looking at the ground because it's like kind of open. He's like,
right.
Maybe there's a trap door down there.
Right.
And there's like 2 or 3 scenes where he does that, where like Tarantino's kind of like, hey, he might know.
Right.
But it's almost like Tarantino's like, yeah, Samuel L. Jackson was so cocky that this is why he let himself get shot or whatever.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere. I don't know. It was weird.
Well, it was like one of those things where
it felt like it was supposed to be a twist, but it wasn't.
Well, and if you see in the movie too, like there's scenes where Samuel L. Jackson just sitting there and he's kind of like, there might be something going on here, but I'm just going to keep quiet and just let it play out. Because all right, so after he shoots the general, he's just sitting there. Remember, and remember he was
right
because he knows what Minnie and all those people look like. He knew about the chair. He knew about the stew. He could have said that way at the beginning.
Yeah.
And he just kept quiet.
Yeah.
And it's almost like that's what I'm saying. Like, when I first saw the movie, I was just kind of like, yeah, it's a really cheesy, basic, like who done it, like basic, one, two,
Mystery.
three. But then I saw it again. I'm just like, whoa! Like there's scenes where you're just like, dude, like you could have said this. It could have, like, when he was alone with Bob, and he asked Bob those
Right.
questions. Like Bob clearly was lying or whatever. But and Samuel L. Jackson knew. I mean, we didn't know it at the time. We were the audience.
Right.
But Bob was clearly lying. Samuel L. Jackson could have just whipped him up in the barn and been like, dude, I'm gonna, tell me the truth. He could have like pointed a gun at him and been like,
I
yo.
took it like he obviously knew, but he was trying to figure out what their game was.
Yeah,
He's
it's almost like he just allowed Bob to, because like, dude, had he gotten into the barn and just like been like, yo, Bob, you're lying. I'm gonna blow
right.
your brains out right now. And he could have just gone inside the house and be like, hey, I killed Bob.
Yeah.
Because he was.
But I think that was the thing. Like, what could he have done then? He would have been defenseless.
But then again, like, yeah, he would have been the murderer. It would have been like, oh, well, you're
Right.
the one that's freaking evil, Sam.
Right. They wouldn't believe him.
They wouldn't believe him, right? So I mean, but he could have saved so many lives.
Yeah, it's true.
And
That's a good
everybody
point.
dies because Sam Jackson decides to
And
just.
he didn't even get to turn in his bounties.
Dude, that's what
The 3 bodies.
that's what I'm saying. Like, even that's what. Dude, and Walter Goggins, by the way, like he. I'm surprised that he was even cast because he's from. You ever seen The Shield?
I have not. The TV show, right?
TV show called The Shield. That's where he made his big breakthrough.
Okay.
It's like 6 seasons. It's a really good show, by the way.
I know. I just never watched it.
I can't say the same for Sons of Anarchy, which is the same. It's the same creator, which is weird because
Really?
The Shield is like a really good show, and Sons of Anarchy is just corny as hell.
But isn't that really popular?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it was so popular that I tried to watch it. I was like, oh man, I might have to see this. And it was just a badly written, poorly done. It's in a nutshell, you think it's about a motorcycle gang. It's not. It's about 2 women who use.
Spoil it. I might watch it someday.
What's that?
I said, don't spoil it. I might watch it someday.
No, I'm saying it's about 2 women who use a motorcycle gang
Okay.
to manipulate them, and they basically just end up getting everybody killed because of their own stupidity. I mean, there's more to it, but
Okay.
it's literally just like women arguing with each other, and then the motorcycle gang being like, "Stop arguing!" Like, I'm not even kidding.
Okay.
But the Shield is like really. The Shield is like really like it's got a lot of layers to it. Like the police officers are crazy, and Walter Goggins, like his character was just nuts. Like it was I mean, like not insane nuts, but it was just like wow, like good acting. So yeah, I'm happy to see him in this movie. And did you see Vice Principals?
No, what's that?
It's a HBO show. It only had 2 seasons, but it's Danny, the same guy from Eastbound and Down.
Oh, Danny McBride.
Yeah, it's a Danny McBride vehicle. It's like the same makers of Eastbound and Down. It's a really funny show, but it's only 2 seasons. And yeah, he's in it. But what was I gonna say? So yeah, in this movie, in Hateful Eight, I thought he did a great job. At first, I was like, "What's this guy doing in this movie?" And then I was like, "Yo, like this guy crushes it."
Yeah, he's great. He's funny.
Yeah, it was funny. It was hilarious.
Funny, yeah, his accent's funny, and just like everything he says is funny.
That's what I'm saying. Like, every when she's like, "Mannix, let's make a deal," he's like, "Bitch, no deal." So stupid, Joe. He's like, let's hear about what she has to say. What does he say? He's like, humor us. This is a clear case of like the dialogue is just flawless in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of any Tarantino movie where you couldn't say that.
It makes me have to. That's what I'm saying. We should probably do Django on the next one because I might have to. Yeah. I want to just. I keep forgetting how good dialogue is. Like I recently saw Jackie. I didn't recently see it, but I saw Jackie Brown like a long time after it came out.
Okay.
And it blew my mind. I was like, for a second debut movie for this guy to make, like it was so mature. Because he did the Pulp Fiction, but then Jackie Brown would be like his 8th movie, like the way how mature it was. And that's what every critic was saying that. I just took that from them. Okay.
Very clever.
Jackie Brown. But the first time I saw it, I was like, this movie's boring. Like you expect Tarantino to always give you like what Pulp Fiction did or like even the reason why I didn't like Hateful Eight at the beginning was because after it came after Django, and Django was like packed with like
Yeah.
tons of awesome action.
I remember, like, I had a friend who he didn't like Django as much as Inglourious Bastards because he didn't like the character that Christoph Waltz was playing in Django because he
Really?
was nothing
Why?
like, I don't know. I love him in Django as Dr. King Schultz.
Yeah, no, I tell you, I liked him. I mean, he's scary in
I
Bastards.
like him in both. Yeah, like he plays each part really well, even though they're so different. You know,
Super diabolical in
it
Bastards.
it just shows how great he is because in Inglourious Bastards, yeah, like you hate him, but then in Django, you love him.
Yeah.
Like he's so talented.
You know what's funny too is uh, the reason why he was even cast in Spectre was definitely because
Oh yeah.
of that prowess that he had in Bastards. But have you seen Spectre? Spectre?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, how could they
They wasted.
mess?
Yeah.
How could they mess this entire movie up?
I don't know. They're fucking idiots.
Like, dude, I literally want to sit down. The guy, what's his name?
Um,
Fuck, David something. He made.
the guy who did the one before Skyfall. What the hell was his name?
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, Skyfall was a home run.
Yeah, I don't understand. It made no sense.
And it was the same
Uh,
guy, same like team, and you would expect them to just crush it, and then the script just, dude,
well, you
this,
know, it seemed like they were trying to do this whole shared universe crap and like copy Marvel by having all the movies be interconnected. It's so
yeah,
stupid.
they were doing a great job though.
So
It was
retarded. Yeah,
working.
I know. Yeah, it was so great. I mean, Quantum wasn't great, but
Dude, how could you? I thought Quantum worked because it connected really well with
I
wrapping
like
up,
it. It just I didn't think it was as good as Skyfall and
but
Casino.
it wrapped up not Skyfall, but it wrapped up
I mean, yeah, Casino. Yeah, I know.
Casino. It wrapped that up
Yeah,
really nice.
I love that about Quantum. I just didn't think it was like compared to Skyfall and Casino. I didn't think it was as good.
But
But
Skyfall was dope.
overall, those three films were great, and I loved how they had the story, they connected the story, and it like actually played off of the last one, and it was telling his origin, and they were dark and gritty
Yeah,
and like grounded.
and
I
then
loved
and then
all that.
Spectre
And
was
they did
supposed to
this
wrap it all up.
ridiculous, over the top bullshit. Yeah.
Dude, Spectre was that's what were they going for, that the symbol. It was supposed to wrap
Why'd they even have
everything
to
up.
have Spectre? You had Quantum already. Why'd you have to go add another stupid secret organization? It made no fucking sense.
But that's the thing; they're trying to remake all the old, Doctor No.
Yeah, but why? Like, if it's so unnecessary.
I'm telling you, they had the right idea, and then the execution was just bad. Like, I don't even like. It's one of those movies where you see that like Daniel Craig is just tired. He's like, I don't want to do this anymore. And
He's
it
doing the
looked like,
next one though, isn't he?
I think he is like one
I
more,
think it's
but
his last one. Yeah.
it was just like, dude, there was no motivation by anyone. It looked like the director didn't even care. Like he
Yeah,
was.
it was terrible.
I think he might have pulled a Ridley Scott where he wasn't even on set. He's just like, yeah, just shoot it for me. I want to go hang out with my hookers.
I don't even want to talk about it. I was so disappointed by that shit. I can't even
That's
like.
what I'm saying, man. Like I was shocked. I was like, because that's the thing. Like Christopher Waltz is like the villain. Yeah, give me
Yeah,
that.
it should have been great, but it
Give me
was
like, dude, he would
fucking
have
terrible.
been the most villainous villain of all villainy.
Oh my god.
There you go. And like, oh, man, it's just
Well,
bad.
let's get back to the movie. I don't want to talk about fucking Spectre
I
anymore.
just feel really terrible for the James Bond world because I love James Bond.
Well, look, I mean, they can recover. It's not like in the old franchise, he had some real stinkers, right?
It's
And
so funny.
in this new one, you have like one really big bomb. But no big deal. It's only 4 movies in. They'll recover.
Oh yeah, that's true. Like the first three were just there's
They were
something to
great.
watch though. They're definitely watchable.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so what do you think? You think Hateful Eight deserves a 75?
Man, I think that all Tarantino movies deserve more than what they get.
Really?
Like if it has a 76, I think it needs like a 80.
I'm curious. Let me see what this movie has in comparison to his other movies.
Yeah, let's go see the other ones because that's what I'm saying. Like he's such a fantastic movie maker that you always, every new movie that comes out, you're always comparing it to the one that he did before, the other one.
So let's see.
I mean, do you realize that like some directors are so hacky by the end of their career that like they only get their newest movies compared to like the best movie they ever made? Like it would
Oh
be like
wow.
us. It would be like us trying to compare all his movies that he's made to Pulp Fiction every time.
This is really interesting. Inglorious Bastards also has an almost identical critic and user score. It's 1% off, just like Hateful Eight.
Hmm.
But I actually agree with this. So Inglorious Bastards has 88% certified fresh critics and 87% user score. Let's see what Django has.
Gotta be kidding me! I think
No, that makes sense.
there's a
The
pattern here.
movie was really popular. Django has, oh wow, okay, 87% critic score and 91% user score. So it's also
Nice.
certified fresh. So wait a minute, Hateful Eight. Yeah, Hateful Eight was certified fresh. Inglorious certified fresh. Django certified fresh. The guy's on a roll. I'm curious. Let's see what Kill Bill got.
I mean, all his movies are fresh.
No way. I don't think Jackie Brown is.
Yeah, right.
Let's see. Hold on. Kill Bill. Let's see. Type Kill Boyle. Can't type.
Little
Kill
Nicky.
Kill Bill Volume 2, 84% certified rotten fresh. Let's see what Kill Bill
Let's see
1
what
got.
Pulp Fiction is. Yeah, it's funny how Pulp Fiction is 94%. It came out in 1994.
Kill Bill, 85% certified rotten fresh. Let's see. Pulp Fiction, that probably made the most money, I think, of anything.
I don't think he made money on that movie.
Pulp Fiction was his most popular.
I'm saying like he didn't make money though.
Oh, wow. 94% critic and 96% audience. And what was the other one? Oh, yeah, Reservoir.
Isn't it funny how Dust Till Dawn only has a 64%?
That was the other guy, right? Rodriguez?
Yeah.
How do you spell reservoir? R-E-S, reserve.
VIOR.
Wait, I'm just gonna look up dogs. Damn, didn't work. R-E-S, what? Reservoir?
Reze. Reze.
Reservoir?
RESER.
I'm just gonna type whatever I think reservoir is spelled and dog, and it worked.
RESERVOIR.
It worked. Wow, 90% certified rotten fresh. Yeah, you're right. They're all certified rotten fresh.
I remember when Reservoir Dogs came out. That was like a straight to video movie.
Wait, I forgot to look up Jackie Brown. And Jackie Brown is
Jackie Brown.
87% certified rotten fresh. Wow, you're right. Every single one. Damn.
But Reservoir Dogs was straight to video.
Was it?
Yeah, like there was no theatrical release. I mean, I'm sure they released some, one or two theaters, but I remember at Blockbuster Video, you go to Blockbuster, there'd be like all like the regular Blockbusters, and you had like the B movie section, and
Yeah.
you couldn't really tell if it was like going to be a good movie, and you're just like, I don't know, is this good? Like, dude, there was, for all the youngins out there, there was no, like, I think like Zagat was still being printed out on a booklet.
Zagat?
Zagat.
Zagat.
Google's trying to sell them, by the way. I definitely see why, because Google buys things and they just don't know what to do with it, and then just turns to shit. But yeah, there was no Rotten Tomatoes, there was no IMDb. Like you looked at a movie and just like, who's in this? If you knew the names, like the director or the actors, it was like okay, but you were basically just like risking it. You're just like, all right, I'll pay $3, $4 to rent this. And I did that with Reservoir Dogs, and I watched it, and I was like, oh, it's not bad.
I'm sorry, I got distracted. I couldn't help but notice this. When I was looking up Jackie Brown, I clicked on Pam Grier, and then I clicked on this other movie that I noticed. Her highest rated movie, The Big Birdcage from 1972, has 100% critic score and a 67% audience score. But
Really?
the reason is it's only got 5 people who actually reviewed it. It's from 1972, so obviously there's no records of,
Blaxploitation. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's that style of blaxploitation.
Right.
When I was in school, I took like a camp, like a blaxploitation class or something, where they talked about all these movies, and I don't think we really watched any, which is funny.
Okay.
We just talked about them.
Mm-hmm.
We just talked about like all of them. And I think back then, like you still had to like go to the movie. You had to go to the library, and then like they would lend you the movie, and you had to watch it in one of the viewing rooms.
Okay.
Because you couldn't like take it out. because it was such a prized movie.
All right.
So like you either had to watch it in like some viewing room, and then the library would close by like 6 o'clock or some bullshit on the weekend. It's like this is stupid. I mean, dude, this is the thing. All these millennials don't understand the struggle. Like they don't understand that. Like when you say you enjoy movies,
Hmm.
like you would have to do some crazy shit to go watch movies that weren't just being played like on the internet. You can just do a search and
All right.
watch it from your house.
Yeah, these kids don't know the struggle.
They don't get that. Like I mean, this is the thing. When I was watching Jackie Chan movies, when I was watching like these campy like 1991 John Woo films, like you couldn't just like do a Google search and be like, oh, let's see, let me watch all the Jackie Chan movies on the world. Like, dude,
Yeah.
we'd go to like some weird rental movie
You
places and
have
be like, oh
to.
my god.
Yeah, you have to like save up a ton of money because movie rentals are expensive.
Or you drive across town. You'd be like,
Yeah.
this is like the weird movie rental that still
So you
has
gotta
like
save gas money.
you can still rent pornos in this one movie store. Like
Oh yeah, in the back.
there was one in Texas called Latest and Greatest Videos. And in the back they
Wow.
had like the Playboy section.
Yeah, I remember that with the beads.
Dude, yeah, with the beat and dude, that's how you had to rent video games. You had to rent video games, and you had like 2 days to return them. You had 2
Right.
freaking days, and if you didn't beat it, you had to just like. And then, oh, dude, what the late fees were something like astronomical.
Yeah, it
Like you
was
never
ridiculous.
wanted to be late.
And if you didn't rewind your movie, they'd freaking charge you.
Yeah, they would charge you like we do have to charge you on that one.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But dude, the late fees were like it was like wait, if you missed one day, you had to pay like double the amount or something
Yeah,
of the
they'd like
rental.
charge you for the movie. It's ridiculous.
And dude, there'd be people that were like always scheming and scamming. Like they'd be like returning it with like the wrong disc or something. Dude, it was. This is the thing. I'm so glad that technology has evolved. Like there's people who are like, oh man, I miss just writing on paper. I'm like, no, I don't.
Who says that? What?
I mean, there used to be people that tried to say that, but I think they're all quiet now because like I mean, they still complain that like this digital media and social media is killing everything and it's making people horrible. But dude, it's so convenient to just watch every movie now. Like if you want to be, it used to take me time to find these Jackie Chan movies, and when I would find them, it was like finding like a gem. Like, oh yeah, I got this movie, I'm gonna watch it now. Oh yeah, it's not even in subtitles, but I'll just deal with it. It's like wow, or it's like it's really horribly dubbed. It's even better. Amazing.
All right, let's wrap it up. We got like 10 minutes. Let's talk about I don't know. Have you seen anything lately or anything you want to mention?
Uh
Actually, before we get to that, so what are we saying about Hateful Eight? It's great, right?
yeah. It's really it's funny how I appreciate Tarantino movies after I watch them the second time. I appreciate it more. That is.
Yeah.
And I think it's really hard to say for a good director like that. Like it's definitely nice to have that guy making movies. Doing a great job, Tarantino. Keep it up.
Yeah, I like this movie a lot. Like it's not my favorite of his. Like I said, I think Django is probably my favorite, with Bastard second, and then probably this. But I think this movie is actually kind of underrated, to be honest. I don't think it's as popular as it should be.
It's weird how I'm telling you this movie's gonna be one of his best movies in
I
about
think
10
so.
years.
I think the length kind of hurts it a little bit. It's just too
I
long.
think the length was genius. Like you know what he needs to do now in this next one? He needs to make a 4-hour movie and break it up into 2 movies and release them at the same time.
I mean,
And
like you
people
did with
will,
Kill Bill.
but not wait like 2 years to
It
release
wasn't
the
that
second
long.
one.
It was only like a year in between.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like a year is still that's a long ass
Well,
time.
I also think part of why this movie isn't more popular in the mainstream is because it's 3 hours.
Do you think people say that?
That's just my feeling about it. I don't like know for a fact, but that's just my feeling.
I might have to watch Kill Bill again just to maybe give it like a little chance, but I
All
don't know.
right.
It's just that having to watch 2 movies at once, and it's like each movie is like what 2 hours.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's pretty long.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, this movie works. Like I like the length of this movie. I think it shouldn't have been any shorter.
Really?
I'm
I
telling
feel like they
you,
could have cut out some of the stuff in the beginning with the chariot ride. It didn't have to be that long.
the chariot ride was kind of long. That
Yeah.
was like the way that they had the dialogue and like the
Yeah, it didn't
scenes
have
like
to be so long. It could have
where it
been.
was like riding through the snow. I'm just like, you don't have to show that.
Yeah,
Like just get to the. But I'm telling you, it works. It works. It's like every line of dialogue that they spoke was just awesome.
Okay.
Like they could have made the movie longer if he would have added more dialogue. Like, yeah, add that in there, bro.
Right.
What am I watching this? What did I watch? I watched. What did I see? Saw. I always blank out. This is hilarious. Oh, I saw. I tried to watch 12 Strong
Okay.
with whatever his name, and I just stopped watching after like 10 minutes. It was after like 20 minutes. It's not a good movie. It's just really boring.
Doesn't look very good.
This is the thing too. Like, I guess it's like a good patriotic movie, but like in terms of like the characters and what they're doing and like the way the movie flows, it's just boring.
Yeah, it looks boring and generic.
I was just like, dude, this is not interesting to watch. And I think but this is the thing. It made some. I guess it made money because people are just like, oh,
It did?
patriotic. Yeah, it did. It's doing all right.
Did it just come out?
It came out like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Oh.
But
Well, good for America.
I always watch every Sunday. There's one guy. I keep forgetting his name, but he does like a movie wrap up thing. It's pretty good. The guy just talks and stuff, but like he's got a good amount of followers.
Okay.
But they basically just talk like we do. Sometimes he'll have guests on, but other times he'll just like be chatting with the group or whatever. He does like a YouTube live thing.
That's the thing we need. We need guests. I was thinking about we should like find someone to interview.
I'm saying like we could probably do YouTube lives eventually.
Yeah. I was thinking like we should do like half in the bag where like either I come over or you come over and we just sit on the couch and film us talking about like the movies, and we'll wear T-shirts that say the bad movie review on them. And
yeah, that's what they do is hardcore though, man. They got like an editing team and they got to freaking edit all that.
We'll go hardcore too.
You got like 4 cameras.
Let's do it.
Like, are they still doing their thing? I haven't seen any of their stuff.
Hell yeah! You kidding me?
I just feel like some of their stuff is like really lame because like they dude, some of them they'll just overdo. They'll like take 20 minutes doing like an act. I'm just like, just get to the movie, man.
Dude,
get to the freaking movie.
You should watch the last review. You're gonna hate it actually.
What'd they do?
I'm not gonna say it. You gotta watch it.
What do you mean? Oh, because they made like a 20-minute movie?
You gotta watch it. I'm not gonna say it.
That's what I'm saying. I do. I just like I want to just hear what they had to say about the damn movie, and then they'll spend like 30 minutes like literally doing a skit. And like I guess if I'm saying if you like their style, then like yeah, but like I want to hear I want to hear about their opinions. That's the thing. That's just not my thing. Like the way that they do their acts.
All right, I got it.
But maybe that's just because I'm probably.
I mean, it's like I've been watching for like years, so I know their style.
Right.
If you're not like familiar with it, like it would be weird and off-putting. But I've been watching for so long, like I'm used to their.
Right. They have a really dry humor.
Yeah. Exactly. And it is weird. It's not like.
Yeah, you don't even think that they're like reviewing a movie. You're just like, wait, are you gonna review this movie, or are we just gonna like have you guys like just beat around the bush for like the entire time?
Well, okay, you're exaggerating a little bit. The meat of the episodes is about the movie. The skits are like at most like a minute in the beginning and then a minute at the end.
I don't know, dude. I feel like when they did The Force Awakens, like it literally took them like it. I couldn't.
What are you talking about? They went right into it.
No, I forgot what it was. They did some
no skit on The Force Awakens one.
They did some. Oh, actually, that's true. That's true. So Force Awakens, they actually reviewed it, and that's why I watched that one. There was like another one where I was just like, dude, I forgot what movie it was though.
They do have a skit in the beginning, but it's no more. It's like at maximum is like 5 minutes.
They probably had people complaining, and they're just like, all right, we're gonna stop.
No way, people love the skits. People were complaining when they had less skits.
I forgot what. There was this one where they were like, it was like on a mountain or something.
That was the Force Awakens one.
Where he was like, was that? Maybe it was.
All right, whatever. Let's wrap it up. So, anything else you want to shout out that you saw?
I'm trying to think, man. Like, what did I see? I saw. I've been watching. I tried to watch Philip K. Dick's Electric Dreams.
That's so funny. There's an ad that keeps popping up on IMDb for that show.
I mean, dude, they're pretty hardcore with the advertising. But it's.
Wait, you said you watched it or you tried to watch it?
I watched like 3 or 4 episodes and.
Okay.
The first episode is interesting, but then the rest of them just kind of get really, really just like who cares. But
Uh-huh.
I gotta say, like some of the cinematography in like a couple of the episodes, even the ones I didn't care about, like there's this one where like the setting is so beautiful, like it's like set in this like really green forest,
Hmm.
and like the way that they shot it, like whatever camera they used, I was like, this is beautiful. But like the episode was like horrible, it's like whack. But I
So
gotta say, like,
there's no substance.
yeah, it was just like it was just really corny ass like dialogue, and there's some really good acting. I mean, Steve Buscemi's in one of them.
Oh yeah,
You
he's
got
great.
Ryan Bryan Cranston's in another one.
Mm.
But you know, it's supposed to be like Black Mirror. It's the same thing, but
Okay.
Black Mirror definitely is a little bit more like in your face.
Hmm.
But you know, this movie still, you know, they curse and everything too. Like it's not like it's not like PG-13.
Hmm.
It was alright. What have you been watching? I might be able to think of something else
Well,
if you chime in here.
I didn't see anything new this past week. I am gonna see Disaster Artist at some point this weekend. But the only thing I saw last week was I rewatched Last Jedi. I saw it again.
What did you think?
I still really liked it. There was, I felt exactly the same way I felt the first time. There were some things that were kind of stupid, but there was a lot of stuff I really liked about
Oh, man, I can't wait to like. It's funny. Like, I don't want to watch it because of all the controversy, but I can't wait to see it to where I don't want to be like,
it. Controversy?
yeah, everybody hates the damn movie. That's the controversy is
Well, fans hate
yeah,
it. Critics don't. Yeah.
the fans are like at arms with that damn movie.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's Star Wars. Yeah, I get your point. Yeah,
But
people are like really passionate about that shit.
I mean, dude, Star Wars, it should not that it should be anything. I don't really care about Star Wars that much anyway. But uh, so you said okay. You saw you watched that movie again. There's another movie I wanted to bring up. I totally forgot. Oh no.
Something
I
that you saw?
yeah, something that I saw that had something to do not with Star Wars, but it was. Oh, that's right. They were talking about the Oscars and stuff,
Okay.
and like what's going to win. Do you think that that water movie's going to win?
Shape of Water? I don't know. I guess I could see that happening.
People
But
are saying that people are saying Guillermo's got it locked in with the
really?
director.
But I feel like they would never give him an Oscar.
Well, this is the thing. Like my problem with the Oscars and why I hate any sort of like Golden Globe type bullshit is they always try to make a point when they give an award out. They're not just giving an award out
Hmm.
for how good a movie is anymore.
Yeah, it's like, what does this represent? Or
It's always about like we gave it, you know, last year we gave it to this guy, so this year we're gonna give it to a
right.
Latino. Or I mean, who did they give it to last year? Like it was some stupid. Oh, that's right. They gave what
I don't
movie won
remember.
like all the awards, but then like at the very end,
Oh yeah, you're talking about Moonlight and
La La Land.
yeah, there you go.
So like this is the thing, La La Land. I haven't watched any of those movies, but La La Land was obviously cleaning it all up, right? But
Right.
then like you can see the directors are like, no, let's give it to the black director, and then we'll be vindicated, and everybody's gonna love us. That's what they did. They literally did that. Like I don't know how good Moonlight was, but when you see that La La Land is winning everything, why wouldn't you give it best film? Like I just
No.
don't get that.
I didn't see it either, but actually it's funny that roommate I was mentioning before that didn't like Django, he
Yeah,
said he liked Moonlight.
that's the thing. Moonlight does not look interesting to me. I do not want to watch that movie.
I mean, I would see it just because he said it was pretty good, and it won that award. But like, if not for that, I would never have watched it.
You know what it is like. There's certain movies where I just have zero, and like the Disaster Artist. It does not look interesting to me.
Really?
Like as much as like whatever that guy James Franco, you know, he was
Well,
going to win all.
if it wasn't for the all the stuff about the room, I would never have watched it.
Oh, I heard that that book that they made the movie off of is actually really good though.
You mean the
The,
movie they made it off of?
the Disaster Artist book, like that's what they made. They basically James Franco basically made that movie from the book. Like the
What
book
book?
is titled The Disaster
No, it's a
Artist.
remake of the movie, isn't it? Of the
Well, no,
room.
I'm saying that the book is called The Disaster Artist, and it's them.
Oh,
It's the creators of the room talking about making the room or whatever.
oh, I didn't know that.
So James Franco took the book, and I guess that they made a script about it or whatever.
Oh, I didn't know that. It's news to me.
Right, but I hear that book is like literally like a page turn. I forget who said that. Who was talking about it. But this is like hilarious. This is like one of the funniest books ever. So like I
All
would
right.
definitely read the book, but the movie to me just looks like I don't really care.
Well, next week I will let you know what I thought.
Oh, that's right. You're gonna go see it, right? You haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, at some point. Yeah, this weekend.
I need to see. Oh, so real quick, I was thinking we either do Django or True Grit.
Oh, I love that one. I don't know. Either one is fine with me. Let's just
Yeah,
do True Grit. I saw Django like 5 months ago. Again.
yeah. I haven't seen Django in a while, so yeah. All right, let's do True Grit and then Django again.
So just out of curiosity, I just want to look up True Grit. What did that get? True Grit.
I gotta say, I saw True Grit already. I saw it literally right after Hateful Eight, but I'll watch it again.
All right, 95%. All right, higher than Django.
All right, so this is the thing. Actually, we'll just talk about True Grit for the next one, since we're gonna do it. But that's True Grit is very controversial in terms of like Oscar and all that stuff.
Well,
Oscar nominations.
all right. Let's talk about it next time.
Yeah, yeah, no, we'll definitely get into the beef.
All right. All right. Well, let us know what you thought about Hateful Eight. Let us know what you thought about what we said about the Hateful Eight. Like, subscribe, love, hate, tell your mom, tell your friends. And that is it for this week. So, peace.
We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.